Snapseed, my favorite free photo editor, has seen a long lull in its development. But out of the blue last year, Google released a big update that brings innovation back to this wonderful image editor. This update modernizes the user interface, and it introduces some exciting new AI-powered image editing tools. Before we get into this deep dive on Snapseed's new user interface, I need to make one thing clear. For some reason, version 3 is only available on the iPhone or iPad versions at this time. Google has announced that Snapseed 3.0 is coming for Android devices soon, but at the moment, all of the new stuff that I want to teach you is for iOS only. With this warning out of the way, let's get started. Historically, Snapseed followed a one and done workflow. You opened a photo, edited it, and then the app effectively forgot that session. Snapseed 3.0 now opens into this grid-based library screen that displays all of your previously edited photos. If you cannot find an image that you want to edit in here, then tap on the big green plus button to select the photo that you want from your device's camera roll. Once you have found the right photo, tap on it once so that it's selected, and then tap on the Add button in the upper right. Unless you have selected a RAW file, Snapseed 3.0 will bring you to this new editing window. Here, we have 3 floating action buttons at the bottom of the screen. The Looks tab contains presets that you can apply with one tap onto any image. I covered the Looks feature long ago, but for a quick review, in here there's a film strip full of presets. This is a huge time saver if you want to apply all of the settings from the last photo that you worked on, or if you want to apply a canned preset to this image. Tapping on the new Faves tab brings up a short list of your favorite tools. There's always an auto button on the far left here. Plus, there's space for you to pin icons for 4 of your favorite features. To edit your faves, or to see a complete list of Snapseed's editing features, tap on the Tools button in the bottom right. I'll cover new features like dehaze in other tutorials, but first, let's edit the options that we saw a minute ago in the Faves floating action button. When this window opens, you can select 4 of your favorite tools by dragging them up to the top section. Since I rarely use the selective tool, for example, I'm going to tap on the little minus symbol above it to free up that slot. Now that I have a free slot, I'll drag the new dehaze tool up to pin it to that slot on the favorites bar. I'll repeat this process by removing the healing tool, and I'll replace it with the brand new color tools group. When I'm happy, I'll tap on the done button to save this arrangement. As you can see, I now have instant access to my 4 favorites, and I only need to tap on the full tools button when I want additional editing features. Just to keep this demo moving, I'm going to tap on the auto button at this point and let Snapseed add refinements onto this image for me. Here's what it looked like before, that was my original image, and after. If I were really interested in polishing up this photo, then I could of course add lots of additional refinements. But to keep things moving, let me show you one more thing about Snapseed's interface that has really changed. When I tap on this gray button in the top right, this is our new save and export icon, then a new screen will appear with 4 choices. These new save and export options can be confusing, so let's run through each of them. If I pick the first choice, the one that says save to original, then all of my edits, all of the changes that I made in Snapseed will be applied to my original file on this device, and no other copies of this image are automatically created. If I tap on that button and then I hop over to the Apple Photos app, you can see that only 1 copy of this image exists, and my changes from Snapseed are now included inside this image. This choice makes sense whenever you're editing an image and you don't have a need for additional copies. One of the things that I love about the new Snapseed is that we can undo our changes if we change our mind down the road. And I don't know if this is intentional, but an interesting feature that I've discovered here is that in Apple Photos, if you tap on Edit, there's a big red revert button. And when you tap this revert button, it will discard Snapseed's changes and put you back to the original capture. Let me swipe back over to Snapseed to show you the next option. This time, I'm going to tap on that Save and Export button, and now I'm going to choose the option that says Save a Copy. Once this has finished, if I jump back into Apple Photos, then you can see that there are now two versions of this image side by side. Here we have our original capture, and next to it is the Snapseed version. This is a great choice when you want your unaltered original plus a separate edited version for any particular photo. Returning to Snapseed, let me point out that I can undo any or all of the edits that Snapseed applied using this center button. I can also undo or redo anything using these left and right facing arrows at the top of the screen. Well, now that our image looks good again, let me return to the Save and Export window. Third on the list is the Export option. Think of Export like a Save As button in your computer. Export creates an additional copy of our photo, but the key difference is that the changes that we've made using Snapseed will be baked into that exported copy. By baked in, I mean that there will be no way to revert the exported copy back to the original capture's look. Let me make this clear by returning to Apple Photos one more time. See now, in Apple Photos, here's my original image, and on this one, there are no changes. Here's the one I made using Snapseed, but using the Save a Copy command. And on this one, I have that red revert button. And then this one, this is the exported copy, but here, no revert. Returning to Snapseed for the last time, we have a Share button, the big green one at the bottom. Share is like Export in that it creates a new copy with changes that cannot be removed. But the difference is that the shared version is not automatically saved back into your device's camera roll. The Share button is a perfect choice when your goal is to email or text someone a copy of your finished, polished, beautiful looking product. So here, for example, I'll pick email. It will attach that image, and now I will send myself a copy of this photo. I love the new Share option, and I'm using it all the time. But don't forget to also save a copy of your edited image with its changes so that you can revisit your refinements at some point in the future. Well, there you go. In our next tutorial, we'll dig into some of Snapseed 3.0's new tools and AI features. If you learned something today, then please leave us a like or a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next tutorial.